America is facing a silent crisis. We're the wealthiest nation on earth, but our health is crumbling. One fast food meal, one energy drink, one processed snack at a time. Politicians promise quick fixes. Slogans trend for a season, but nothing really changes. Enter the Make America Healthy Again movement, a bold call to action that's catching headlines. But here's the question. Can it actually work, or is it just another health fad wrapped in patriotic packaging? Today, we dive into this movement through the eyes of one of America's most trusted doctors, Dr. Mike, and uncover what it will really take to make our nation healthy again. Let's discuss 3 main key points about it. Key point 1. The problem is bigger than just one ingredient. When the MAHA movement first made headlines, many Americans perked up. After all, who doesn't want a healthier nation? The campaign's promises, reducing sugar, limiting seed oils, and calling out artificial additives, sound attractive. These are things most of us can agree are bad for health. But here's where Dr. Mike raises his first major concern. The problem is far more complex than cutting out 1 or 2 ingredients. For decades, America has been bombarded with messaging that blames a single culprit for its health crisis. In the 1980s, it was fat. Suddenly, everything from cookies to yogurt was labeled low-fat. But manufacturers just loaded those foods with more sugar and refined carbs. The result? Rising obesity rates. Later, the villain became sugar, then gluten, then seed oils. Each time, food companies adapted by tweaking recipes just enough to slap a new label on their products. But the overall pattern of unhealthy eating never truly changed. Dr. Mike argues that this cycle is proof of a deeper issue. America's reliance on ultra-processed foods. These foods are cheap, convenient, addictive, and aggressively marketed. They dominate supermarket shelves, fast food menus, and even hospital cafeterias. They aren't bad just because of one ingredient. They're problematic because of how they're designed. Ultra-processed foods are stripped of natural nutrients, pumped full of preservatives, and engineered to hit what scientists call the bliss point. The perfect mix of sugar, fat, and salt that makes our brains crave more. That's why you can eat an entire bag of chips without realizing it, but never accidentally binge on apples or plain grilled chicken. And this isn't just a personal problem. It's a national one. The CDC estimates that 6 in 10 adults in the U.S. have at least one chronic disease, many linked to diet, things like heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. That costs the healthcare system billions every year. So when MAHA says, cut out sugar or avoid seed oils, Dr. Mike sees it as a distraction. Yes, those things matter, but they are symptoms of a much larger disease. The industrial food environment that conditions Americans to eat poorly from the time they are children. To truly make America healthy again, we need to move beyond single villains and address the food system as a whole. That means questioning why processed foods are so cheap, why fresh produce is often more expensive, and why healthy choices are the exception, not the norm. Dr. Mike's bottom line here is simple. America doesn't have a sugar problem. It has a food culture problem, one that won't be fixed by pointing fingers at just one ingredient. Key point 2. Systemic change beats slogans. The MAHA movement thrives on catchy language. It's easy to say, eat better, or exercise more. But Dr. Mike warns that slogans like this put the burden entirely on individuals, without acknowledging that individuals live inside a system that's stacked against them. Imagine you're a single parent working 2 jobs. The closest thing to dinner on a weeknight isn't a fresh, home-cooked meal. It's the $5 meal deal at a drive-thru. It's not that parents don't care about their kids' health. It's that the system makes unhealthy food easier, cheaper, and faster. Dr. Mike points to what researchers call the obesogenic environment. This refers to all the factors in society that push people toward unhealthy habits. Fast food chains on every block. Food deserts where supermarkets don't exist, but convenience stores sell soda and chips in bulk. Billions spent on junk food advertising, especially targeting children. And at the same time, healthy foods are often priced higher, harder to find, and less advertised. In that environment, telling people to just make better choices rings hollow. It's like asking someone to swim upstream in a raging river. Yes, it's technically possible, but it's exhausting and unrealistic for most people. That's why Dr. Mike insists that systemic change is more powerful than personal slogans. Systemic change could mean regulating the food industry more strictly, like limiting how junk food is marketed to kids, similar to how we regulate cigarettes. It could mean subsidies for fruits and vegetables, making them as affordable as fast food. It could mean clearer, simpler food labeling so Americans can actually understand what they're buying. There are successful examples. When New York City banned trans fats in restaurants, heart disease rates dropped significantly. When Chile added warning labels to sugary drinks and banned junk food mascots, childhood obesity rates declined. These changes didn't rely on individuals suddenly finding willpower. They made the healthier choice the easier default choice. Dr. Mike argues that America needs the same kind of systemic reforms. MAHA's focus on personal responsibility is a start, but without tackling the corporate and political forces shaping the food environment, it risks being just another campaign promise that fades after election season. At its core, this point is about fairness. Expecting Americans to beat obesity and chronic disease without changing the system is like blaming people for not running faster while tying weights to their ankles. Dr. Mike's vision is about removing those weights, so that health is not just a matter of willpower, but a real, achievable possibility for everyone. Key point 3. Education is the missing piece. Dr. Mike's final point about MAHA is perhaps the most important. Education. America's health crisis isn't just about what's on store shelves. It's also about what people know or don't know about nutrition. Most Americans grow up with little to no formal education about food. Schools often serve pizza, burgers, and fries as standard lunch options, while teaching barely anything about nutrition in the classroom. By the time kids grow into adults, many can't read nutrition labels, don't understand the basics of macronutrients, and may not even know how to cook simple meals at home. Dr. Mike believes this lack of knowledge is fueling America's health problems. If children learn from a young age how food affects energy, mood, and long-term disease, the impact could be transformative. Just like we teach math, reading, and science as core subjects, nutrition could be woven into daily learning. Education also means practical skills. Imagine if high schools taught basic cooking, meal planning, and grocery shopping. Instead of relying on takeout or microwave meals, young adults would enter the world knowing how to prepare healthy, affordable food for themselves and their families. But it's not just about kids. Adults need education too. Campaigns that raise awareness about hidden sugars, portion sizes, and the risks of processed foods can make a huge difference. Studies have shown that when people understand what's in their food, they make better choices, even in tough environments. Dr. Mike emphasizes that education is powerful because it multiplies itself. Teach one child about healthy eating, and you may influence their entire family. Teach a generation, and you may shift the trajectory of a whole nation. Unfortunately, the MAHA movement has said little about education. Its focus has been more on banning or limiting certain ingredients. But as history shows, bans alone don't solve problems. People simply switch to the next processed substitute. Education, on the other hand, creates lasting change. It builds resilience against marketing tricks, empowers families to make better choices, and creates a culture that values health long after any political movement fades. In Dr. Mike's view, the real revolution in American health won't come from a White House slogan. It will come from classrooms, kitchens, and communities. That's where habits are built, knowledge is passed down, and change becomes sustainable. Dr. Mike's reaction to MAHA can be summed up in 3 big takeaways. 1. The real issue isn't sugar or seed oils. It's the overwhelming dominance of ultra-processed food. 2. Systemic reform matters more than personal slogans. Make the healthy choice the easy choice. 3. Education is the missing key. Without it, America will keep repeating the same cycles. His message to America is both hopeful and challenging. We can make the nation healthier, but only if we stop chasing simple fixes and commit to deeper systemic and cultural change. Dr. Mike's message is clear. America doesn't just need another campaign. It needs a cultural reset. Cutting out sugar won't save us. Blaming seed oils won't save us. What will save us is rethinking our food system, reshaping our environment, and educating every child and adult about the power of real health. The truth is, making America healthy again won't come from a slogan. It will come from us, the people, demanding better, learning more, and taking action together. Because in the end, health isn't just personal, it's patriotic. And if we want a stronger nation, it starts with building a healthier one.